I'm a biologist from the beginning, but I realized soon that the only problem my beloved organisms, my iguanas in Jamaica and my bats and my lizards had, was that they shared environments with us. So I needed to go into education and communication. And this is one of the hardest fields to be in, because to communicate to change people's behavior is really difficult. And therefore I ended up in events, because this is live communication, and this is where we can make an emotional impact to change behavior. So here I am, and it says in Swedish there, but what we do is development of growth through experiences. And we started out as a new company. I met my colleague Louisa. First we did this. This is really stupid. This is also fuck up. Britsa Maxima. What the fuck? We booked a logo. We paid for a logo. And we had paid for it, and we sent off our brand to Bolagsverket. And they said, no, you can't have that name. What? No. There's a similar company in Stockholm. You can't have that name. So by changing what we did, we could keep it. Bad idea. New words. New company. We started almost 5 years ago, and we're like, what are we going to do? We don't really know, but we're really great at project management, we're really good at process facilitation, and we're really creative. My colleague is a scenographer, I'm in communication and the democracy processes and lots of stuff. We're like, we're going to do experiences, all right. So what's that? We're going to sell experience design. New brand, new service, minting new words and trying to market that to the world. So that's part of what sales is. And this is actually from Carnivalesque Retro Stylish Extravaganza, which is our costume party saying that adults also need to play, and adults also need to get an excuse to meet strangers also in a club, because in Sweden, obviously, we try to hack the very all-present problem in Sweden of the fact that if you talk to a person in a bar, especially if they're of the opposite sex, you're going to be assumed to be hitting on them. And then people are going to be very wary, especially if they're women. So we said, we need to hack that. So we did that. But trying to sell a new brand and a new service meant that it was hard. We were selling to the public sector. We were getting grants for our own ideas. We were selling directly to people buying the tickets. Cash flow. 1 year went great. We had good salaries. And year 2, empty coffins. There is no money. And we are looking desperately at what do we do? Well, one thing we did was that we had to realize that we can't be new in everything. We can't have a new brand, a new service, a new word. Okay, fine. We have to accept we're going to have to call ourselves an event company. Fair enough. Where do we sell to? You know, do we have a sales strategy? No, we didn't really. Well, this is sort of coming loose. Let's see. There. What do we do? So this is the point where we're pretty much desperate for anything. You know, if there's going to come a job in, we're going to need it, because we minimized our fixed cost as low as we could. But still, you know, we wanted to pay the bookkeeper, because we said we don't want to have a headache or a stomachache because we don't know what we're doing with the tax authorities. So we don't want to mess with them. So having a bookkeeping thing was good, and we tried to minimize it. Along comes the client, though. Desperate times, the client comes along. I'll out her as a she. I won't even try it. This is a woman. She's a very strong personality. She's accustomed to having a lot of power. She has a very strong will. And it's her big anniversary. I won't say which year of birthday she's celebrating, but it's her good, even-numbered birthday. And she wants her birthday bash to be even greater than the last one. And as our club was nominated for the best club in Malmö, Lund, on our first club, she figured we were really good people to have to organize her party. Awesome. Only she's a private person. What is for her a huge party budget is for us peanuts. Because we work for consultancy fees, there are taxes involved and whatever. Like when you look at the money you need in to be able to pay ourselves a decent salary, you know, the amount you need to get in is a lot higher. For her, this she did not understand. We took her on. My colleague said, should we really? We had to. Effects on business life and personal life. She didn't respect us. Professionally, she called me. I'm a mother of twins, and back then they were like 3 or 4. She called me Saturday nights. She called me right after picking them up from school. She called me at any hour of the day to discuss pieces of her event. You know, she wanted a theme party, and I told her from the outgo, look, when you pick a theme, you're going to have to stick with the theme. You can't be changing themes around, because once we start designing for the theme you choose, you know, we're going to book a band, we're going to book decor, we're going to book, you know, we can't just change it around. She was there all the time. And like Sylvia was saying, asking, like, you have to change this, small details and stuff around. I don't like the color, you have to change this. And soon we realized that the money we desperately needed, which was not a huge sum, but it was decent enough, soon became very small for the amount of work we had to put in for her. But beggars can't be choosers. So what my colleague predicted would be very expensive earnings became very expensive earnings indeed. The two of us were working full-time for full summer. My husband got involved to do the graphic design because we couldn't buy graphic design from a professional. He's sort of semi-professional. So he had to do the invitations and do the imageries, and she kept changing it around. Lots of time, and not to mention the mere frustration with this person. We do not talk today because it's like, I don't respect her, obviously, because she never trusted my professional skills and competences enough to be calm and accepting. And then the point is like, why do you hire a professional party arranger if you don't want them? Is a good question. But we knew this was going to happen when we were in a position where we could not listen to our intuition. We knew this was a client we should have turned down. And so what did we learn from this? Well, basically, try not to end up in bad cash flow. That's going to happen, but choose your clients very wisely. Because the problem with this, not only did it cost us a lot of time and frustration to get that money, she's not a happy customer. She's not spreading good words about our good work, and we made an amazing party. It was an amazing party, but she will never be happy because she does not fully understand the skills and the competences we bring, and she always thinks there's a better idea around the corner. She never stops. So, try to work with customers that respect your competences, because then they will understand and appreciate the result you bring in. And of course, also talk well about you, because not only was this hard earnings, she is probably also one of our bad will communicators. It doesn't matter that we think we did a good job for the money, we spent way more hours than she paid for. She's still not happy. What happened afterwards for the few? Well, we have now adapted a sales strategy. We're not going everywhere. We're like, we'll do anything. No. We have, and in Swedish, it's I, J, and K clients for ideal clients, for J for ja, kunder, yes clients, and K for perhaps, kanske, maybe customers, where we have identified that we do not, at any circumstance, work for private people. Because our services take time, and with consultancy fees being what they are, we need to work with middle-sized and big companies that have a budget, and we do not come from the party, korv och ballonger kontot, like the party cool expenses. No, it's strategic communication that we do. And we connect everything with building brand and communicating your values and making sure you build a good value experience. Those are our ideal customer. A yes customer is a customer that if they come to us and say, we have a good job for you and we feel that it's a good job, we'll say yes. And the K, that's the maybe, she would fall in the N category. No. Hell no, never again. So it's sort of in between. Who do you work with and why, and how much should you work for the money you earn? Try to work wisely. Your hours are precious. You are selling your competence. Sell it at the price it is worth. That's my learning. Sales strategy, good thing. So that's me.